Bitcoin's alive, what you gon' do? Mempool fees are high. Ordinal. Where does it stop? Nobody knows. It's a revolution, ayy. Bitcoin is the one, no substitution, ayy. With Shizzy and Yagobi, it's Ordinal Revolution.
Welcome back to Ordinal Revolution. My name is Shizzy. On this channel, we cover the entire Bitcoin Ordinal ecosystem. What is up, guys? We have an amazing show for you guys today. It's a weekend update. So every weekend, we kind of give you guys a breakdown of what happened. You guys are out on Friday. You guys are out on Saturday. Don't worry. We'll get you guys all caught up on everything that's going on. We're going to get in some Bitcoin price action. We'll look at some charts. We're going to talk about so much that's going on. But the biggest thing about these updates is we're going to give you guys price market updates. So we're actually going to go through all the ecosystems and break down what is happening. Maybe you guys can find some good deals. Maybe you guys can, maybe something popped that you guys maybe can take an opportunity to sell it. But we'll get into everything. It's going to be a great one here, guys. So without further ado, I'm bringing my partner here, as always, Mr. Yagobi. What's up, buddy?
What's going on?
Yeah, man. So it's Sunday around 8:30 Eastern time. So if everyone knows, that's where the prices are coming from. So how was your weekend so far? Very boring, man.
Yeah, it was very boring for Bitcoin's price action and just kind of our space in general. But I did try to focus on getting out. Took the wife out to a new steakhouse in our town. That was cool. But yeah, in terms of Bitcoin's price, man, it was like watching paint dry yesterday, honestly. So obviously we had the big drawdown Friday, right? So I was pretty on point with that. Like, I called 60 or 59. It didn't hit my low price point, but it did hit 60. And then it pulled back up a little bit, right? On Saturday. And then it would just chop back and forth, but I noticed that the pull-ups were definitely stronger than the pullbacks. So I do think that we're kind of like in this like hidden bullish type of momentum, and I'm excited to see how we end the day because I do think that we're coming out of this whole despair of June. How soon that happens, I'm not sure if it's going to be like the first, second, third, but I definitely think it doesn't last like after, past the midweek next week.
100%. Like just to your point there, like we're not just ending the week tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're ending the month. We're going to get our official. We're going to add a dot to the Plan B chart. The stock to flow, which is my personal favorite. This is why I think we're going to $700,000. So we get another red dot. So this first red dot is because we are after the halving. This is the first red dot. This happened this was the May dot. So we'll get a June one, and then a July, August, September, November, December. So it should be pretty good. What do you think about this chart here? We were talking before this. You're kind of in the range of, you think it's going to be a cluster like we did last cycle, right?
Yeah, I just feel like that's what we're seeing already from that first month. Yeah. And I do think that it's going to be clustered for probably, I think maybe July is our first month that we can see a little bit of separation. But I wouldn't be shocked if we, in July, we still chop a little bit. I do think we're going to come out above where we are now. So, 66,000, 67,000, but then chopping between 66 and like 69, 70,000. I don't think that's going to satisfy like a bunch of people, like maybe like yourself, because you're ready to kind of go. But I think it's going to be a lot more pleasant than what we saw in June, right? In June, what we started to see was kind of like this weird kind of like slow but bleed out, right? And then eventually pick back up real quick to 71,000 and then like drastic bleed out. So it is just really, really weird how June played out. But I think July could be like something like the opposite of what we saw in June, right? Just kind of like a gradual like escalator up. I don't think there's going to be too much like extreme volatility in terms of the upside or the downside, but I do think that we switched trajectory in July and it's like an escalator like going up, which is probably pretty good. you know, because it'll get us in the mindset of focus on like building and stuff like that. And then I think August is probably where we'll probably see some crazy volatility.
Okay. So do you think that 58 was the bottom then for this portion of the cycle? Local bottom?
So the first week of July will tell us everything. If it
Gotcha.
doesn't get below 58K in the first week of July, yes, like we're not going back there.
Sounds good. All right, let's get into some stuff. Then we'll get into the Bitcoin charts real quickly. We're gonna knock the stuff out pretty quick. So a lot of it's just normal stuff. While you were scared, BlackRock bought another $83 million worth of Bitcoin on Friday. The day before, they added to their funds for the first time, and they're adding again on Friday, which is big, right?
Yeah, really, really big. You know, but it's really good for you to keep track of that stuff, you know,
Yeah.
because you know they're doing stuff. They're not like making a huge announcement, but you can find that information. But yeah, this is bullish news.
CZ is back. The Bitcoin bull market has officially begun. CZ is out of jail. Came out with his head up high. Some stuff got reversed over the weekend, and he walked right out with his head high. So, do you know any more about this? We don't get it deep, but I think you said it before the show.
Yeah, there was a judge that reversed some of the charges, I believe.
Yeah.
And so this is like I guess a pleasant surprise. That you know I think he was supposed to do 4 months anyways, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it wasn't like it was like super short, but there was
But
like
it was only 30,
like
30 days. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an early release for sure. But yeah, I don't expect him to be super vocal though on Twitter's timeline, right? So
yeah,
even though like this has happened, I don't think we're gonna see much. Maybe in the heat of the bull market to where he just can't help himself, and you know he needs to talk about stuff.
Well, I just think he's building something. So this is the first time in history that CZ has not been the CEO of Binance, and now he has kind of the strings where he doesn't have to report to anyone. He doesn't have to tell people what he's building anymore because he's not. It's not a Binance thing, right? This is a personal project. I think CZ is going to build something spectacular. I think he's going to build like a Binance, decentralized Binance or something. Like I think it's going to be awesome. I have no idea. This is just me guessing, but I think CZ has the money and the power and the name to build anything he wants, and I'm curious what that's going to be.
Yeah. So is that something that you would get into early? Yes.
I mean, the problem is the 100%. The problem is though is he's probably it's going to be insiders right away, right? So
yeah,
we're not going to be able to get in before VanEck. We're not going to be able to get in before all the big crypto funds get in first, right? So
which is that's going to be such a big change though. You know what I mean? Because I mean, obviously there was people on the inside with crypto entities specifically, but now you got Wall Street, and I'm sure they have like the grimiest of fingers trying to get in, every little area or whatever. So this is going to be a very interesting bull market cycle to see how much TradFi can leverage or get their, foot into certain doors, because they will get their foot into certain doors. And if they can't get them into certain entities in the East and other regions in the world, they will create their own doors. And we've seen that with TradFi.
100%. They're here, and they're gonna be they're watching CZ. They're watching everything he does, and whatever it is, it's gonna be like in the billions of dollars before we can even touch it. So
yeah, exactly.
But, jumping over to something that kind of makes me a little sad. So Bitcoin miners see 100 EHS's exit network as price and revenue falls, 6% loss over the span of the last 2 weeks. And if you go to mempool.space, there's a little section right here that kind of tells you what's going on. So in 4 days, the difficulty is going to drop 6%. So difficulty is going to drop 6% because the hash power is down 6%. So this sucks, right? I mean, there's nothing you can do about it, but we're down 6% in hash power.
I mean, yeah, it's a slow week. People aren't in my opinion, like the BRC20 thing is making a big difference here. I still think it wouldn't be the same as last year during those periods where it was going crazy, but at least it would be assisting with, I think, some of this But I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about this. The only thing that kind of comes into my mind is this: how will Bitcoin mining be promoted in the future? Because what I think right now is like you have the corporate or huge mining entities that really don't care about this, right? They don't care about this. In their mind, they're like, okay, we're just trying to mine as many Bitcoin as possible because we know Bitcoin is going to get to 150,000, 300,000, 500,000 one day, right? But the small and medium-sized miners are the ones that are like hurting right now because there's like, do I turn the miners on? Do I pause them? And so, what's the outlook going to be? Because I feel like the mining industry can get really corporate very fast, and small miners will get pushed out. I mean, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. I think that's the way we're going. But the only thing I'm just hoping for is that some of these smaller miners can grow bigger. You know what I mean? Let's just say that instead of like these little miners kind of fizzling out, these bigger miners come in and just buy all the equipment and they get bigger. We can't just have, the 5 big ones we have right now. Obviously, Ant Pool is the biggest, but that's a pool of everything in the one. But Ant Pool is probably going to drop a little lower, and these bigger corporations who make this into a giant business platform like they're doing with Lux, was it Luxor, right, and a bunch of the other ones. So Marathon and Riot and stuff like that. So the scariest thing would be if they get too big and then BlackRock comes in and just buys the whole thing, and now BlackRock owns
All
say
the
15% of the
miners.
hash power. I mean, that could be scary. And then Bitcoin's not decentralized anymore because BlackRock controls it. That's the only thing that scares me. But new miners can pop up, and there's a lot of rich people in the world. Let's just say, like, hopefully other countries are smart enough to kind of, start doing it. Eventually, I think right now it's the corporations, but I think in 20 years it's all going to be all countries.
Yeah, I mean, I really hope so. I hope that there's countries that really try to step up here and
El
have
Salvador's already doing it.
but something outside of publicly traded companies, because you're right, absolutely right. Like I remember when I first started seeing the videos like on TikTok and other streaming platforms and stuff, to where people would say, did you know that who owns this, and this, and this? And there were like industries that were like not related at all, but like you find out BlackRock has like most majority shares in all these companies. And so that's where it could be a bit scary. But like BlackRock is they're very smart at the top. I don't think that they would want to have Bitcoin have that reputation of loss of decentralization and centralized control, because they know that would hurt the image of it. So even if they do, it's probably very strategic on how that happens. And I don't think that they would want to stir the pot. At least until Bitcoin gets to like 500K or 1 million or something. Then I think at that point it's so like there's so much strength behind it, it'd be really hard to flip that narrative.
Yeah. If they do it, it's not going to be public. It's going to be very, it's going to be this guy owns this and this guy owns this, but they're all going to be networked together anyway.
Exactly.
So I think that's the way they're probably going to do it.
Yeah.
But moving on here, the founder of Dell is selling $1.3 billion worth of shares tomorrow. So this is Michael Dell. He posted a picture of Cookie Monster eating Bitcoins about 2 weeks ago. He's good friends with the CEO of MicroStrategy, Michael Saylor. Is he going to take this 1.3 billion and is he going to put $1 billion in Bitcoin?
I wouldn't be shocked, man. It just seems like everything's like pointing towards that, you know?
Yeah.
It was pretty exciting to see that. And his name keeps coming up in like these Bitcoin headlines, right? And so for me, I love this. I absolutely love this. I want him to keep, diving into everything with Bitcoin, and, who knows, we could have our next Michael Saylor, right? And of course, like Michael Dell's a big personality, or at least a big figure in corporate America. So he's going to want to carve out his own, like, his own persona within the Bitcoin community. So I think he could be like aggressive with it, which is amazing. Because dude, imagine like Michael Saylor's already there, and you got Michael Dell coming, and then the next person's going to be who?
Tim Cook. No, but so
we just don't want the Bill Gates of the
no.
world.
No, not at all. But like I'm just saying with Michael Dell, these guys seem to be very technology forward, right? So Dells are always building. MicroStrategy, their software company, they're always building. So it's awesome to have these founders who are innovators coming into Bitcoin, because you know what that's gonna do? They're gonna innovate on Bitcoin, which is Ordinals, right?
Yes,
So these
yes. I
guys
mean,
can't stand
Sailor's
by
already
for
done
too
it.
long. Exactly.
He
He's created his own
started it.
version.
Yeah,
Yeah. So, and I think that Michael Dell could probably come in there and help that. And I think that's good for us in Ordinals, because we are like
100%.
the decentralized version of that, which, if that gets big, they're gonna be like, I don't want this, I want a decentralized version, which is Ordinals. Ordinals is very decentralized. It's ran by, it's gonna get more and more right now. You can say Casey's kind of dictator and whatever he says, but it's gonna get picked up by more and more people running Ord, which in the long run decentralizes it totally. So,
Yeah.
but we'll see.
I agree. And it's crazy because like a lot of people were like, well, MicroStrategy, like who even uses MicroStrategy, right? Because it's not, it's weird. It's like in the mainstream, you don't really hear about, I use this software package for MicroStrategy or whatever. But
Yeah.
my wife's company actually uses MicroStrategy for their,
Oh, really? That's funny.
for their OS, right? So, which is crazy. And
Yeah.
so, and you're absolutely right. That is the perfect type of companies to come into Bitcoin to innovate here, because they do have tons of the traditional developers and to where they can. So Bitcoin can't, in my opinion, it could look very like large business entities innovating on Bitcoin, which some people might say, well, that's a centralized approach, because Bitcoin itself is a settlement layer and that's all that matters. Right. So you don't have to do anything with MicroStrategy's new meta protocol. You can mess with the Ordinals meta protocol and stay there. That's what I love about it.
Or you can create your own.
Exactly.
Michael Dell, it's so like if Bitcoin being that layer 0 approach that we talked to Bob with, it's okay for Michael Dell to have his own. It's okay for Michael Dell to have his own. It's okay for Casey to have his own, right? And then not be a decentralized version of everything else. So I think the more innovation happening is great, because a lot of stuff has to be open source as well. So if Michael Dell spends billions of dollars building something here and it put it open source, what's that do for us? That creates, that gives us more innovation over on the Ordinal side. So I think this is all 100%. Good. My last question on this before we move on is this going, if he does buy Bitcoin with this 1.3 billion, is this his first purchase, or has he already bought Bitcoin and needs to replenish his bank account?
I don't think it's his first purchase, but probably like his first. This is like his first coming out to the public about it, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's why, like, it's being made a big deal.
Is he buying the dip here? Is he like, damn, I gotta get some more 60K?
I don't know why he wouldn't, right? I mean, it looks juicy, I think, to most people that know Bitcoin price action.
And the timing is funny, because Michael Saylor bought his first. It's funny, me and Michael Saylor got in Bitcoin almost the same time. My first purchase was August 8th. I think his first purchase was in July. So and then he didn't come out until October, really pushing that he bought. So because he was trying to buy until that point.
Did he come in what
2020.
year?
2020.
Wow, I thought it was
July
earlier
2020.
than that.
No, July 2020 was his first purchase, because I was listening to a podcast and he said it was during COVID. He had a friend come over and spend like the week with him in his private like mansion or island or wherever he has, and it took the guy 3 days, but after 3 days, Michael Saylor was hooked. So
that's crazy.
Yep. All right. We'll get into the Bitcoin price action, sir. If you would kindly show your charts and tell us what you're seeing.
All right. Per usual, I'm going to start with the 1 hour chart here, the shorter time frame, which honestly is, not probably going to be the most accurate, just because there's so much chop and side action here, or sideways action here. But so you can see here on that Friday, this pull down here brought the price from almost 62,000. I think it was right at 62,000, all the way down to 60,000, almost 59, really. So it did kind of get close to that price point. Was that Thursday? That was Thursday night. No. Okay, yeah. So this was late Friday, heading into Saturday, and then we pulled all the way back up here to 61.5. That was like a really good pullback, and then you saw a bunch of sideways action, right? And this is the hour chart, so it is a bit more of a shorter term time frame that I'm looking at. But this is good in my opinion, because this led into, it's like a bear flag right here, leading into starting a bull flag, right? So this chop was really good in my opinion. So we did pull back up this morning to like 61,800, and now we're starting to chop again. But it's really been more a slight edge to the bullish sentiment side over the weekend. It was very boring, like literally, like I want to say 10 hours yesterday was 60,800 to 61,100, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth each time, right? But then when you did have your big, legs, it was legs up that were bigger than legs down, as you can see here. So that's a good sign in my opinion. Now, today, how we're going to end is going to be really interesting, right? Because do you think anybody's going to intentionally, consciously try to push up? Because we're not going to get that green candle. We're going to get a red candle, right? So it doesn't matter really, right? It's just going to be interesting how the bullish sentiment goes. I don't think we dip down hard today before the month candle. I actually think we either stay here at 61.5, chop around here, or we have a little bit of a bullish leg up and we rebound a little bit to finish the month, maybe 62.5, 63 around there. All right, so that's the short-term time frame there. And then the 4-hour chart right here gives me a little bit of a similar sentiment because, we were in the sideways chop coming out of a bear flag and then dropped down here. And whenever we dropped down here, we chopped again, but then we started a bull flag right here. Now it is very fresh on the 4-hour because it's a longer time frame, but I really like this. I really like that we're coming up out. And then also another thing on the stochastic RSI here is we barely touched, we didn't even get into oversold. So it does seem like there's this bullish sentiment that's been like building up from demand. So, next 2-3 days, this chart tells me, we have been overbought for a while. So it might not be like crazy volatility upwards, but I do think we're done from like the sell-off. It just seems like that. Now, at least any aggressive sell-off, right? Now that could change, but that's what I'm seeing. And then this is my favorite chart here. This is the 12-hour chart that gives you kind of like that 10 to 15 day time frame. And as I've been talking about the past 2 weeks, we've been in oversold for a very, very long time. And we finally made it out. And guess what, guys? We made it to the overbought section. And I think we're going to be hanging out here for a while, which is good news. So I feel like best case scenario for next week, probably hit that $66,000 mark, which is a good rebound for that first week. Now, if it gets hyper aggressive, because it is the first week of July, to kind of set the tone, that's something that could bring us back to 71, 72,000. I don't see anything like 60,000, 59,000, 58,000 or below if we make it past the first 3 days of July, not going below that, right? So really Wednesday is going to be very important. If we're not below 60,000 on Wednesday, I think that's where we probably propel up to that 66,000, for the second half of the week, 64, 66,000. So that's what I'm looking at so very bullish outlook, in my opinion, not crazy like we're getting an 80, but bullish sentiment for the next 10 to 14 days. The next 2 to 3 days is a little bit more, mysterious, but leaning towards with a slider edge on the bullish side. Definitely no huge, I don't feel like the huge dumps are coming or anything like that.
It kind of is perfect with a sell May and go away. Because normally what happens, you sell May 30th and you buy back July 5th. And if you did do that, you're in a pretty good range here, right? So do you think that's what it was? Do you think it was just sell in May and go away and everyone's coming back July 5th?
Yeah, and initially I didn't really feel like it would apply as much here because it is crypto and that's more TradFi, but it sure did seem like it did play out that way. And I think what got us was this period here, right? So you're looking here at June 1st. Right. And when they say sell in May, go away. Right. So it's like, OK, sell in May. So you think that May is going to be more of the red month. Right. But it wasn't. Right. The red month was actually, July. July was the red month.
June.
Right. Or sorry, June. Yeah. June was the red month here. But, this is what I think kind of tricked us is like, OK, it didn't sell down in May. So this, sell in May and go away didn't necessarily happen. But it was more like sell in June and go away kind of situation is what it was, because this went up to 72,000. That's what tricked us because the first 6 days of June were bullish as heck, actually. And then all of a sudden, June 7th, it was like, OK, we're done for a while.
Yeah.
So it was more of a sell in June and go away type of scenario here, but going away until what, July 3rd. I think you've talked about that being a major day, and it's always been a major day in the financial markets. July 4th weekend or week or whatever, right? So I am definitely feeling good about where we are because we just got out of all of this.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're right, dude. I think you're dead on. I think we're gonna have a couple crappy days in July, leading up to July 6th and 7th, and then kind of do the opposite of what we did in June, where it's kind of like a fake out. July looks crappy, and then we finish July a lot higher. And like you said, I think you're 100% right. I don't think we're gonna hit 80, 90K, but seeing it back at 68, 69 will be lovely to end July and start August, because everyone we talk to, I mean everyone. Right. Everyone says, people who are dropping projects, people who are just investing, everyone's saying August is going to be a big month for us, especially here in Ordinals with innovation, but also the investing world as well. Not just crypto, not just Ordinals, but like actual TradFi. I'm hearing people say that August is going to be really good for TradFi as well, because you see the S&P going up and stuff, but like that's just Nvidia and the tech stocks, right? That's not anything else. But so you're going to need money to kind of trickle down, and I think that also goes into Bitcoin, which brings us good price action, which brings sentiment a little higher, and everything kind of just going off that. So I just think trickle down effects going to happen. People that are going to get out of these tech stocks and into Bitcoin. Yeah, risk on, for other words. But yeah.
Yep. And when you say a crappy couple first days, that could mean like 62,000 to 64,000 type of bounce back and forth, right? I wouldn't be surprised if we tomorrow or Tuesday get to like 65,000 pretty quick, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Ending this today is going to be very, very important. What time is the official monthly candle close?
8 p.m. Eastern time.
Okay. Yeah, so we got some time.
Mm-hmm. Got about 11 hours from right now.
Yep.
All right, moving on here. We'll jump into some Ordinal stuff because we're kind of getting behind. So this is pretty big. Tap protocol, Tap marketplace is coming. Early access will be available. I'm thinking early access will be this week, which is amazing. I want to play with Tap marketplace. I've been buying some Gib. I've been buying a bunch of other stuff. We're gonna do a members only video and kind of give you guys what we're thinking. So if you are a member, I highly recommend you guys watching videos. I'll probably put out something soon for you guys. So, and we're gonna tell you exactly what I'm buying for the get to kind of jump ahead of this Tap marketplace, because I think once this Tap marketplace is up, this entire ecosystem is going to explode, especially if the Tap drops. The actual Tap token drops.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I love that it's branded by Tap, and I do have some high expectations because of that, though. So I hope it's a really good user interface and user experience, and I have a feeling it will be.
Yeah, it looks very similar to kind of Magic Eden a little bit, but it does have this two-sided screen where it says what's hot, and then what you can mint and stuff. Tap minting is going to explode. I think Tap minting is going to come back hot again. So
yeah, I mean, no limitations, right? On the tickers, that's a big deal. So I think like the Chinese.
Well, there's one, the 4-digit.
Oh yeah, that's the only one that you can't do. It's 4-digit because of BRC20, which he intentionally did because he didn't want to, confuse people. Yeah, and but the East has had this pent up demand for minting and degenning. I feel like so this could be like the perfect opportunity for this ecosystem to see how it does, man. And also, with these Tap wallets that are coming out, and one of them's already out. Wonder if there's a way that they are able to kind of jump over that transfer inscription.
Yep. So I'm excited. And Tap, if you're listening, we would love to have early access so we can bring it to our viewers. We would love to do a full dedicated video on Tap. So if you guys make that happen for us, we'll guarantee you a full video. So all right, this one is freaking awesome. Did you see this yet? So Net Worth is bringing super tweets to Bitcoin, and I'm going to get into this. Where did I have it? So Net Worth is this pretty awesome site, and I don't actually know if this stuff's going to be possible, but it looks really cool. So Net Worth is bringing super tweets to Bitcoin. Imagine buying dog directly from X. What's your take using these wallets? So This is the video right here. It's really short.
Huge.
So David is going to post that you can buy his dog, and you come here. You can pick how much dog you want to pay, and then you can buy it. Right, but that's not the only thing they're doing. Yeah, dude, that's not the only thing they're doing. They're also doing. Let's just say you own a puppet and you want to list your puppet for sale. You can do it right on X, and someone can buy it right from your X account. So let me go find this puppet video.
Wild, dude.
Yeah. Yep, it's big, dude. This right here. This is the video. So let's just say you have a puppet. You can go here and you can just buy it, and it takes you right to Magic Eden. So I mean, how cool is that?
Yeah. I'm just acting because you guys know we do show prep, and I knew about this. but
dude,
no, honestly, like I love this, man. Oh wow, people have been trying to figure out how to incorporate and integrate crypto into socials, right? To where, and I think Elon is like the perfect person to take over X because he's very pro this, and so I can't wait to see this actually in action because I think this could be huge. Now, there could be like, this is where I think the collectability for like Ordinals could really play into things. Yeah. Like, you could have a really good following for Twitter and, display what you have in your like collection of Ordinals and what for sale, and people, you can like deal with people, like negotiate and stuff like that, which would be really, really cool. That's awesome. 100%. I love this.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I watched this like 400 times yesterday. Shout out to these guys. We should get them on the show. We should definitely reach out to get them
definitely,
on the show.
100%.
They're really awesome.
I need to follow them right now.
And it's another what is it? What was it? It's networth.is is the I'm guessing is the site.
Yeah,
here.
It's at NTWH Runes.
Yeah,
so that's really cool.
You could join the wait list. There's on their site. It's just a wait list right now. So pretty cool, pretty cool. I'm gonna jump into the next thing here, which is Ord.io, and it is freaking awesome. So Ord.io Degen chat on Ord.io now shows how much of that token you hold. So let's just say you're a dog holder. It'll show in the dog chat. It'll show the exact amount of dog you hold. So I'm gonna the best way to do that here. So let's just say you want to get over there. You just go to Ord.io and you're like, oh, well, how do I get in the dog chat? Just click holders, right? And it's going to bring you to the holder count and go down the dog. And this is the Degen chat right here. So, and look, you can see, it takes a second, but you can see exactly how much dog each person has. Isn't that crazy?
It is. I mean, yeah, Leonidas is doing a great job with this like whole social aspect too, Just crazy.
Yep. So in this
wallet, 73,000 dog?
Just in this wallet. This is my play wallet. But this ain't my my big boy. I'm not using my big boy wallet to connect it.
Can you see if someone has 1 million? No one has 1 million in that chat? There's no way no one has 1 million in that chat.
I mean, there probably is. I mean, 63,000, the biggest one. Yeah, I mean, there's very small amounts.
Yeah. That's crazy.
It's probably because people don't like to connect their wallet to things.
Yeah, their major wallet. Yeah.
Like I have over 7 million dog. I'm not going to connect that wallet to Ord.io. But yeah. But yeah, man, I think that's really cool. All right, moving along here. Following the successful test launch of Short the Dollar, Ordinals bot announces that their Runes launchpad is officially live, which is pretty awesome. Shout out to those guys. We're big fans of the Ordinals bot and everything they're building, so definitely give them a shout out. And I wish them definitely a lot of success. This is really cool that we get more and more launch pads, more and more infrastructure for Runes.
Yeah, there's a lot of infrastructure being built out in our space in general, and I love it. I love it, man. I love it because it doesn't seem like it right now because everybody's into this instant gratification phase.
Yep.
And I get it. That's just human nature, how our brains are wired. But like, I truly, truly believe that we don't even know what we walk into.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
It won't hit us and probably till like a year and a half later. We'll be like, oh my God, can you believe that? Or
we were so early.
Exactly, man. And that's my true belief. That's my true conviction.
Yeah.
And so shout out to Ordinals bot. We met Bruffstar in person in NYC, really cool guy. totally looked different than what I expected, but he probably thought, well, he didn't think the same about it. He can see us on the camera, but whenever you do meet someone, sometimes it's like, yeah, he has that thick Scottish accent too.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I felt so bad though at that because the music was so loud, and it was when
you couldn't really
French was
talk,
there,
yeah.
And Scottish language, Scottish accent loud, Scottish accent loud. I just couldn't comprehend what he was saying, but
yeah.
yeah.
But it was cool to meet him because like
it was awesome.
You definitely got good vibes, off of them. So
yeah, 100%. Definitely want to get them guys on the show, guys. We offered you guys an opportunity last time, offering it again. So just hit me up and get you guys on. But jumping to this is the last thing before. Oh no, we got some more things. So BitGet Dog USDT futures are now available. BitGet with a maximum leverage of 25x. So another exchange for dog. This is another big one of the top 5. What do you think about BitGet launching dog futures? Futures first, then spot.
Yeah, no. Binance is coming for dog. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
It's just one by one, and they're all going to time it perfectly, in my opinion. The big ones, at least, and get them on ramping up to this aggressive leg up. So everything's happening the way it should be happening for dog, in my opinion.
Yeah. And like BitGet's big because a lot of these bigger YouTubers, their affiliate links are all BitGet. So I'm talking about like Tom Crown, Tyler S, Frankie Candles, like a lot of the big TA guys, they all use BitGet. So this is pretty big. Potentially now you might see BitGet on a lot of these bigger channels, which is I'm not BitGet. I might see dog on a lot of these bigger channels with this BitGet launch. So I'm definitely bullish on this. And yeah. So we're getting to a few more things, guys, and then we'll get into the market updates. Fluid tokens is a tweet from them. They said we are rewarding 1,000 fluid token ordinals to the most active users. So the top 1,000 now will get these this fluid token airdrop. I'm going to show the actual. They did put a picture of the.
It's a pass. I think so. Yeah.
Find the exact tweet here. Here it is, right here. All right, show my screen. All right, so this is the tweet right here. We're rewarding 1,000 fluid token ordinals to the most active users. 3 different rarities, only one way to get one. Swap on FluidDex, create limit orders, create lending pools. Ends on July 31st. So basically in August, the last day of July. And the airdrop will be in August. Bonus multiplier if you hold any of these. So if you hold puppets, monkeys, Node Monkeys, Runestone, Quantum Cats, OMB, Bitcoin Frogs, Nat Cats, Pizza Ninjas, or the Ordinal Revolution OG Pass, you will get bonuses for using the swap. So basically, if you own one of those, just connect that wallet so the site will know that you're holding one of those, those bonuses. And you come here, guys, and it's super simple. You just type in how much Bitcoin you want to do. You can do very small amounts. Click here, and then the amount of dog will pop up. 71. I'll actually do a little bit more. And then swap, and you're just going to trigger your wallet to come up, and the wallet's going to tell you exactly what you're doing, of course. All right, so I'm swapping $65 in Bitcoin for 6,428 dog, and I'm going to confirm it, and then it's going to pop up the success. Boom! I made a swap in about an hour or so. You will get that transaction will happen on chain. So this is it right here. It's super simple. And this is leaderboard, but you can see leaderboard coming soon. We were talking to Raul, and he says that it will be very soon. It will be sometime next week. If not next week, it'll definitely be in July. So just keep swapping, and eventually the leaderboard will pop up, and you will be on it if you are one of the top 1,000, and you'll get this airdrop of this pass. Yeah, I think they showed a picture of the pass as well. Yeah, here it is.
Yes, I think it's in that video. Yeah.
Yep.
It's gonna be cool, man.
Yeah, guys,
for sure. Like all these projects that are actually building stuff, their tokens haven't even really been released. So that's another thing too. People aren't really like focusing on that right now, But I think you should, if you're in the space every day, you should be thinking about like which one of these do I want to get their tokens, because there will be that utility phase, even though. Yes, is utility overplayed? Yes, in terms of words. Yes, but there's some of them that become something huge, like Aave. you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, we're just so early over here that you get to pick and choose what you want to get involved before the token even comes out.
Yep. And you can airdrop hunt, right? Because
Yeah.
we think, we don't know for sure, but we think holding this pass gets you something later. So
Well,
not
and the
only do
points
you get
too.
the pass, it gets you the points, and you're normally with points. We're not saying Fluid is doing this, but normally with points comes tokens. So, but we'll see. Definitely get involved. Definitely get involved. All right. The next thing here is we are giving away a bunch of Ordinal High passes tomorrow. Tune in for Merlin Monday. So tomorrow is going to be the first day of something special we're doing. We're going to be highlighting the Merlin builders. You know, we're going to have on Verothium Mines. We're going to have on Ordinal Hive. We're going to have on Bitmap 420, and we're going to have on the man, the myth, the legend, Jeff. He will also be joining us tomorrow, and we'll be giving away over $1,000 worth of Ordinal Hive passes. Tune in tomorrow. We're going to have different objectives. Me and Yagobi are going to talk about that after the show. What we're going to have you guys do to get rewarded these passes. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. Jeff's always a good time. Jeff's going to be on showing his face, which is awesome, and it's going to be exciting. Tune in tomorrow. We really want to highlight these builders because they're building something special, and it's coming in July. Everything is coming in July. You're going to have the Verothium site up. You're going to have the Ordinal Hive launch. You're going to have potentially what they're building with with Bitmap 420. They're going to have something with that this month as well. So it's time for these guys to really start showing stuff, and we're going to use Merlin Mondays for that.
Yeah. So it's not 100% confirmed that Jeff's going to join us tomorrow because I think he has meetings, but this is going to be a regular thing on Mondays, right? Towards the end, kind of to give that extra time, because I think it's really, really important, especially to support the Ordinal ecosystem builders that are also building there. They're not leaving Bitcoin layer 1. They're, you know, extending their footprint is what it is, right? Some of them, right? But yeah, so we're going to highlight these because it's going to behoove you to pay attention because this does follow into that utility point that I was making before. Ordinal Hive, the Blur Bitcoin, you know, Bitmap 420, building BRC 420 stuff on Bitcoin and Merlin, of course, like Verothium DEX. And if you're thinking about building, you know, extending your footprint from Bitcoin to possibly Merlin, let us know what you're thinking about. You know, one of the great things about us is that we have a great relationship with a lot of the you know, people that make things happen over there, and so we can assist if it makes sense, right? So just pay attention to the Merlin Mondays. They're going to be fun, and we're going to start them tomorrow.
Yep. And if you're having trouble getting in the rooms with Jeff and stuff like that, that's kind of what our partnerships do. That's kind of what we do. We kind of just facilitate the rooms, and we kind of get everything going. We get everything going for you guys. So that's why, you know, we are partnered with a lot of the Merlin guys because we have the connections that really can help them. So
100%.
But moving on here, we're gonna jump right into a runes up. Do you want to do the runes, or you want to do the what do you want to do?
It doesn't matter.
I can do the runes. Yeah, okay. I'll knock out the runes, and then you want to knock out the BRC 20s?
Yeah.
All right, guys, here it is. Runes market update. So we're gonna jump into it here, and I'll be on the 1 day for the runes stuff. So over the course of the day, it's been all red. Everything's red except Billy. Billy is looking pretty strong here, 53 billion. But ZZZZ Faihu is $1.4 billion market cap, sitting at around $12.91. This has been down only. This was hanging out around 25, 22, 20. Now down to 12. What's going? Are the people losing faith in Faihu, or you think this the market bottom here?
No, I just think it's the market
Gotcha.
momentum. I mean, obviously, we're waiting for information. So
yeah,
you know, I don't know. I think the faith in this project is still the same as it was a month ago because there's not a bunch of information to go off of.
100%. I agree. Dog Go to the Moon down 0.27. It seems to be one of the strongest runes. This one never really moves down too far. That's sitting at 9.53 satoshis. So this one's kind of just hanging out here. RSIC Genesis Protocol, ever since the BitGod stuff came out, I think though if you ever do something with BitGod, just have him not tweet about it or anything. Like I'm just serious because I think he's great for the ecosystem. I think he's an amazing person. I think he's a really good builder. But if he comes out with something, people just have such a negative look towards him and sentiment towards him for sure. And this has just been down only. I just feel bad for RSIC holders. So BitGod, just build in stealth, buddy, for now until something blows up like you did with No Monkeys. But yeah. Bank of Nakamoto sitting at 90 billion
big
market cap. This
hit.
has been down only, sitting at 7 sats. I'm potentially looking to get into this. What do you think about Bank Nakamoto? Would you get into this right now?
Man, it's tough to tell because it's taken big hits before and bounced back.
Never like this, though.
But 20% is pretty drastic, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing for me is to see how many continued integrations that they can get with NUSD. Because if NUSD becomes successful, then BAMP is going to be successful.
Yeah.
So
this is coming back. You could, I mean, this is where Francis and Jeffries was buying, right? So
yeah,
this is really, really early stuff here. Just feel bad for anyone who bought up here for sure.
Well, that's also other runes that like kind of peaked in that time period too.
100%. This could be an amazing buy right here, dude. On a Sunday morning, this could easily. Damn, it got down to 6 sats now.
Wow, 31%. That's crazy.
Wow, this is bad.
Yeah, it's low.
All right, following up by $1 billion cap. This one is getting. This is kind of like the anti-dog. Everyone who doesn't support dogs seems to be in Billy. What do you think about this? I love the name Billy. Like it just seems very. If it does get listed on exchanges as Billy,
I think that Billy is going to be a success. I really do.
Think so?
Oh, and as many people that say they hate the there's not that many, but there's a couple people that say they hate the Bitcoin eyes. That Bitcoin thing, it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah.
It has whiskers on it, and it's like the eyes, and you can put it on anything. I think this is going to be it's going to have success, in my opinion. But it is kind of up right now, so I'd probably wait a little bit to maybe re-enter. I'm not sure. But one thing I will say is that it's got legs for sure, and I think it's not going away.
Yeah, sounds good to me. Would you right now, if you were me, would you buy Bitcoin Billy right now or Bank?
Man, I'd probably do like
Billy up 20% or Bank down 31%.
That's the difference. Yeah, I'd probably pick up Bank right now because it's just like you can only go up really. I mean, obviously you can keep going down, that would be horrible, but yeah. But Billy's going to be a big player.
You think Billy gets to a Billy?
Well, if Dog gets to 3, then I think Billy could get to a Billy.
Yeah, that's a 10x. No, 10x.
More than that.
20x.
Yeah, about 20x. Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, if they keep pushing, the Cabal's obviously behind that, so they just got to keep pushing it. Epic
up 6% on the day. Lobo down 0.67. Decentralized, another one that's just kind of really been down only. I gotta call someone out here. So Drex, he put in the comments on the YouTube channel that like I'm not doing my research. I said last week that OXBT and decentralized have very similar beginnings, right? That's basically what my comment was to this. And I
thought you said it was RSIC.
Well, I said decentralized and RSIC are very, very similar in that way. But I said decentralized as well. I added them together, and Drex was like, "You need to do your research on decentralized." So he's definitely a big bag holder of this. So I just wanted to basically just say like, so decentralized looks. The reason why I said OXBT is because they're both promised ordinal collections, right? Like we thought OXBT was going to be a 10K collection. Holders will get this 10K collection, stuff like that. Same thing we thought with this. But now the decentralized came out and they said we're too separate from the apes, so you're not going to get like an ape whatever from this and stuff. So it's kind of very similar. They're making a lot of promises. Nothing. They're not showing anything. Everything's very redacted.
I think that was a lot of assumption though, with the collection.
It was.
And so that's not fair in my opinion, because I think there was assumption versus it with OXBT. Wasn't it actual statements? I don't know. I can't remember.
No, because everything was redacted. It
was assumptions again. Okay, so then I guess that comparison is there then.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing. It's they're not telling you what they're building. They came out with some long big article like a couple weeks ago, and it didn't have any information in it, right? So we don't know what they're building. everyone thinks that everyone's building a swap, right? So I don't know.
Dude, I feel like this is like back in the BRC early BRC 20 days. They're like, yeah, I think they're building a swap. Oh yeah, Oshi was like the biggest. Like,
I
we
called
won't
that,
get
dude.
into that. We won't get into that,
That's
but
that was my biggest call. I knew it. I smelled that from the very early days. Did I miss
they
the
did.
2,000
Hey,
hour pop?
you
Yes.
gotta hand it to them in the sense that they played their cards perfectly, almost right, because like sleek website with just like that graphic looked awesome with like the geisha, like the Japanese geisha behind it, and it was like Oshi, and like the text font was like a kind of like a tech Japanese style font, and everybody was like, "Oh my god, this is going to be huge!" And I think they like went from like, okay, they're going to be Dex to like a perps platform, which people got even more excited on. They're like, "Oh my god, imagine trading leverage on Bitcoin." Knowing what we know now, we're like, bro, that would be the worst leverage platform ever if it utilized Bitcoin's like actual functionality, right? But anyways,
so they basically scammed an entire community for months at a time.
Yeah, dude. I mean, but you can't really blame the community too much because I mean, and this is not a stab at Crypto Chico, but Crypto Chico was huge on Ochi, right?
Yes.
And I get it. Like, you know, whenever you have this kind of pre-hype, you're thinking about possibilities and credit and yeah, possibilities and using your imagination, right? And I think that's what he did. And I respect Chico Crypto because like Crypto Chico, whatever.
You're right the first time, Chico Crypto.
Yeah. Okay, Chico Crypto. Because he does do a lot of pre-research, and then he kind of like he gets in early, and so that's kind of what happened there. So,
good man. RuneX down 5%. Gob sitting at pretty flat. Zbit up 1%. We're gonna have the Bitcoin machine guys on Tuesday. That's what we kind of have scheduled, but we'll let you know if anything changes. So they'll be on the show, kind of showing us what they're building. Wanko Manko sitting at 10 cents, down 6%. Waddle. Pengu's up 1%. Donald Trump up 10% on the day. There's rumors that Biden might be stepping down tomorrow. We might get our 47th president, Kamala Harris. And so that could be really big for Trump. Trump wins. If that happens, Trump wins the election. It'll be over, basically. There's no chance they have unless Mike Obama jumps in or the other one. So we'll see.
Yeah. I don't know, man. Like I just hate saying that like it's stamped and done because like I don't want to think like you know be completely shocked or something like that. But like yes, the odds are definitely in Trump's favor. So he just needs to like have a level head and play this out, and I think that's gonna be positive for Bitcoin if he wins. So that's what I'm.
Well, they're saying that right now he's 64% chance of winning the election right now, and that's betting odds. And the betting guys are usually right. I mean, they don't really.
But it's so early that like something can happen. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying.
My point there was like they said if Biden resigns tomorrow and we get our first woman president, then the odds go to 75% for Trump. So just alone that. So I mean that's pretty big.
Yeah.
Nicholas Pye sitting flat. Meme economics down 5% on the day. Cook the mempool down 7%. Uncommon goods down 4%. Bones of dogs down 13%. Let's see our boy Mr. Yen holding strong. Mr. Yen does not quit. He only loves his son. Up sitting at around $2 million. So this one's doing really well. I think doing really well means staying tight. I mean, not going below that 10-cent mark. I mean, I'm actually hoping it does because I want to pick up some cheap Mr. Yen, but he's just too strong, bro.
Yeah. 12 cents. Wow. Dude, Mr. Yen always win.
No one's selling him right now, dude. No one's selling Mr. Yen. And then this one, RSM Runes, Rune State Machine, killing it, up 235% on the day. I put about $400 into this about a couple weeks ago as like a good try, and I'm up pretty big. I wish I would have put more money into this, but yeah. And Stupid Silly Cat is just not going away, up 3%. So she's Stupid Silly Cat at $1.8 billion market cap.
Interesting.
And I think that is the Runes update.
Nice. Appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna bring up the BRC20 market update here. Okay, I'm using OKX because it just has more of a clear reporting, in my opinion, and it combines all the 4-bit 4-byte and 5-byte tickers here. So you can see number one, actually, this is kind of surprising. Pi came in number one at $139,000 in 24-hour volume. Market cap sitting at 47.23 million. And the change is negative 0.06% there. And then you have pizza at number two at 100,000, which is pretty low for pizza. Sitting at $3.89 per pizza token. Market cap is right under 80 million, 79.92, and then 0.5% of a drawback there. BNB $ is number three at 45,000 in total 24-hour volume, 5.66 million, an increase about 45% of in volume there. Core comes in at number four, $36,000 in 24-hour volume, $22 million market cap there, drawback of 1.18% in volume. Rats comes in at number five, $26,000 24-hour volume, 153 million market cap. Not bad, man. This is pretty impressive. That Rats still has.
You got listed on Maxi.
Okay, so that makes sense. And then the drawback is 3.16% in volume. Then you have PILN at 24.8 thousand in 24-hour volume, 36.22 million market cap, and 72% increase in volume. 7 is Wizard at 10.4 thousand in 24-hour volume, and then $4.46 is the token price, and then 92.82 million, which is higher than pizza right now. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
The pullback is 3.75%. And then you have RSK at 10,000 in 24-hour volume, $12.89 million market cap, pullback of 2.57. PGID, interesting ID. I wonder if this has something to do with like biometrics here. So it looks like a thumbprint or something. You can see 9.8 thousand in 24-hour volume, $8.76 million market cap, 50% increase there. And then number 10 is Pi SJ at 9.6 thousand. 0.016 is the token price. 532,000 market cap, an increase of 98% there. So this must be a hot new one. Jumping up 100%. Market cap is pretty low there. Some notables. Ordi token price here is up. Wow, $42. From what I saw last time, Ordi was like $38 last time I saw. So this is pretty big. Yeah. Market cap's 889 million. So under that $1 billion market cap there. Plus 0.67% in the volume increase there. Some other ones here that I see. Dang, there's not many. Where is? Let's see. Let's go here. Sats, $444 million market cap, increase in volume at 9.73%, but that is with $80,000 in 24-hour volume here. So. Well, actually, I think this is 7-day volume. Yeah, 7-day volume. Goodness. So, yeah, I mean, on-chain volume for BRC20s dropped a lot. Like you're looking at the high for the 24-hour being Pi at 138,000. So that's significantly lower than it has been, because I think pizza's been leading the charge with at least 300,000. When it first started, it was like millions. So, what do you think? Does this worry you about pizza being $3.89 with $100,000 in on-chain volume?
Not even a little bit. That's strong. That's equivalent to dog being where it's at. I mean, it's not really dropping too much. Pizza is being looked at as one of the top players, and it being a free and fair airdrop, very similar to dog. I think pizza and dog have the same chart, honestly. So I think I think pizza could do 4 or 5x. In the next upcoming months. So I'm very bullish on pizza, very bullish on dog, and I think they run together.
Nice. Yep. I agree with you on that. All right, guys, that's the BRC20 market update.
I'm going to take you guys over to the digital artifacts, what we call the Ordinals. I'm always on a 7-day for this chart. We got the No Monkey sitting at 0.193, up 4% on the day, on the 7-day. This fell all the way down to 0.15. And now it's back up to 0.19 to finish the week. Bitcoin puppets up 36%. Runestones a little bit down. They're sitting pretty comfortable though, minus only 4%. Ordinal Maxi Biz was huge sweep yesterday. Someone spent I think it was a couple $100,000 sweeping these guys up. So up 14% on the 7 days. I think that's all within the last couple of days. So Quantum Cats sitting at 0.261. up 7%. They still have not released their Magic Internet Money token, which I think is going to be a top 5 rune. So that is why they're being, held up so good right now at 0.26. Then we had the Blob up down 10%. Ordinal Punk sitting flat. The Frogs sitting at 0.046, down 7%. Bitmaps had a crazy day, I guess, yesterday. They're up 24%.
Nice.
Really on the day. I'm actually curious. I'll check that out later. But then we have the Pizza Ninjas sitting at 0.11, down 4%. R6 Meta Protocol down 1.6%. One Spark. What is One Spark up 23%? This is let me see the art. Ooh. They're probably doing some type of rune or something then, because
Yeah, that's what it seems like, right? It's kind of because they're all the same.
Yeah.
So
that could be interesting. I'm not really sure what that's, but it's in the top 13 on the 7-day, so that's I think up 23%. It looks like there's 1,000 of them. Yeah, curious to see what that becomes. Might be worth picking one up just in case. They're pretty cheap. Natcats is sitting flat at 12.012. BTC Machine sitting at 0.119. Uniworlds up 9%, sitting at 0.0014, and then the Royals sitting at 0.0028. And I think that's it. The Badgers sitting at 0.0089, and the Ordzar Pass sitting at 0.014. So, and that is your digital artifact update.
nice. I had a question. I wanted to see what your opinion was on the DMT stuff, because you got 2 of the DMT most popular collections in the top 20 there, I think.
Yeah, Rules and the Natcats.
So for those to get to like Frogs and up level, because like we've already seen DMT actually get there, or Natcats get there. They're at 0.14 or 16, I can't remember exactly, at the all-time high. For them to get into that like competitive, like let's say top 3 like collections, what would need to happen and for that to occur?
A dedicated marketplace by Tap, and which is coming. I think that is going to rocket a lot of these collections. Tap's going to get a monster amount of hype in upcoming weeks, especially when their token launches, and people are going to go to that site and they're going to click the NFT part of it. And I really hope that they have that. I really hope it's the tokens and then the NFTs, and the NFTs is the DMT ordinals, which is going to be amazing if they can somehow get DMT on that Runes marketplace, a dedicated marketplace where it's only Tap stuff. It could really fly. I mean, you could see these, potentially getting to 0.1 Natcats, or maybe 0.05 Royals, and the Frogs over there. They got the Nat Frogs and stuff like that. And then you got to remember Emporium, they're doing the Nat Bats, and then you have the Ticket Bits, and there's so much coming from that genre of Ordinals.
Yeah. I actually completely agree with you. I think it's going to be new users that really propel these DMT ordinals, which will then, if that happens on the Tap marketplace and it really pushes demand up, then that will in turn push the price up, floor price up on Magic Eden, right? So there's going to be like a kind of like a, I guess, like a seesaw type
arbitrage.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And just, I guess, buy pressure really is what would cause it. But I agree. I think that's going to happen with Tap. I think Tap has a big opportunity here, not just for themselves, but for the entire Bitcoin ecosystem to benefit, right? So I think everybody that's listening should really give Tap a deep dive and see how you truly feel. Try to take your bias away from it, however you feel, and just look at it from like a onboarding perspective. Can Tap's ecosystem onboard new users that are already over here? Because that's the number one big complaint that I hear from OGs in our space. We're just, just basically buying and selling from each other. You know what I mean? And this could be a big opportunity, and it could show a blueprint of how successful these ecosystems can be when they really try to launch and push hard.
Well, speaking of Tap tokens, we're going to jump right into a Tap marketplace or a Tap ecosystem.
Well, Tap Marketplace here, yeah.
Yeah.
Or yeah, the Tap tokens, the fungibles. We'll see here on the 7-day chart, but I want to try to see if I can pull up a 24-hour chart because there's some tokens that have re-emerged into the top tier here. Okay, well, maybe I should pull up the 7-day because that gives me a little bit more data. Okay, there you go. So over the past 7 days, Ghosty, no surprise, #1, but there has been a pullback here. So a 9.16% drawback, which makes sense because they got up to, I want to say like 47 cents or something. And now it's back to, I think, 38 around there. Let me see what the price is here. So 37 cents here. Not too bad. I remember Ghosty used to drop really hard. And since they bridged over, we haven't really seen that as much, right? So, and #2 is Gib. This is one that you've been talking about, right? It's probably the top meme. It is the top meme with the Tap fungibles. It's had a 12.85% increase over the past week, right? If we look at Gib, it's probably at 4 cents. I think the last time I saw, let's see, 4 cents. Yep, 4 cents. So that 4-cent wall is it's decent, you know. We'll see once there's other marketplaces that will probably, change things. Then you have #3 here with DMT, Tap DMT Nat. It's down 57%, so it's definitely taking a hit here. Traverse is up 103.5%. Guys, this is so, Tap's ecosystem. There's a lot of utility plays here. As you guys know, we have a partnership with Traverse. So in terms of what they offer is the security solution for Bitcoin, right? So they're up 103.5%. That's definitely looking strong there. Then you have Tap Karma. This one's up 518%, but I'm trying to figure out why. Why is this up so much, right? Because they migrated to Runes, but maybe they've decided that, look, hey, maybe we made a bad choice because now Tap is starting to pick up, and you can't really keep going back and forth with things because then you're going to lose momentum, any of the momentum that you've built up. How do you feel about this?
Yeah, well, that entire money grab that they were trying to pull with the Karma Stone and the Tap token, that was just, if they could just take out a moment of time, if they just didn't do that and just stayed more patient with Tap, Karma would be a top 5 token.
I
Probably, they would be potentially even higher than that. They could have been #1 ahead of Ghosty if they would have just been patient and not taken the steps to become a rune. I think Karma doesn't fit well in runes. Jason Sword didn't do a good job with that, but I think they can redeem themselves if they kind of if they come out. First they got to admit it, and second they have to really start pushing the Karma token,
doing things differently. I think that's the biggest thing. Is like, I mean, they've been over here long enough to realize like how this space works, right? And sometimes it's like throwing freezing water in someone's face that's been sleeping, because people have an idea of how, like, oh, I've had success in crypto, I've had success in that, and then they come over here and they're just like, oh yeah, this is gonna be a layup. No, it's actually not a layup. It's a layup for people that have been here already for like 8 months, and not necessarily a layup, but it's like you learn the intricacies of how our space works and how it definitely is almost kind of like what I was talking about with like the trading cards industry, where like there's like a trust, understanding, credit system here of people that recognize people in our space, and I love that.
Yeah, me too.
So, all right, continuing along here, you got Sora, Tap Sora down 70%. And then you have Tap Trolls, another meme. I would say it's probably the second strongest meme over here. It's at a penny. I think this applies pretty low, but we'll see if those guys can pick up momentum. But I think Gib is definitely the winner in terms of the mimetic tokens. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for Tap. I think hopefully next week or the week after we start using the Tap marketplace, we're gonna start seeing a lot more volume too. So
oh yeah, 100%, 100. All right, guys, that's our show here. You want to go over to partners real quick?
Yes, make sure that you guys check out our partners. Ordinal Hive did their Hive Pass mint Friday, sorry. And so when you have this pass, I think you save on fees, you get other benefits as well. Check out the Monday show. We're going to go over that extensively. Also, look out for their soft launch. It was supposed to be Friday, but they did kind of, want to make sure that everything, no bugs and stuff were happening when people were actually using it on their beta. But it's going to be very soon, guys. So don't worry. I know right now it's kind of like a lot of like sit and wait, but you have to remember the market right now. We are bouncing back, and I think as soon as we see that life, things will start to release. Fluid tokens, they have their dashboard coming as well. Keep interacting with the platform to earn those points, guys. The first top 1,000 points will receive a Fluid tokens pass, and right now I think that's pretty easily attainable. You know what I mean? And because it's just like the volume is growing, but it's not to a point where I wouldn't think it'd be too hard. So make sure you're doing that. Verothium Dex is launching their Dex very soon. It's supposed to be the first week of July. We'll see how that goes, but we know they've been grinding and working out and putting some crazy staking opportunities on their platform. Traverse Labs, the #1 security solution in Bitcoin. Don't get drained, because there's been multiple drains, and one of them was like almost $1 million, 750,000, and that would just stink, guys. All the hard work. So make sure you're protecting your assets.
Yeah, no, this Wednesday when we have them on, we're going to show you guys how to get your assets out of Traverse, so that way you guys feel more comfortable putting them in if you understand the concept of getting them out. And some people hit me up over the weekend. Shout out, Yasher. He said, do I need to add Bitcoin to that wallet to be able to send it out? Yeah, just send. You got to send $10 to it, and you can send it out through that just using the Bitcoin that's in there, and it easily send that. But we will walk you through that entire process this upcoming Wednesday when we have Traverse on. We have Abdul from Traverse on. So, and guys, if you guys wouldn't mind, please go check out ordinalrevolution.com. It really helps us. Just go to the website. You guys can go there a few times a day. That would really benefit us, and it's just a click, a go. Make it your homepage. You guys might find out all the best articles. If you know someone new in the space who's just trying to get in Ordinals but completely lost, send them here. They can read so many different articles very quickly. We make our articles very short and to the point, and they can kind of get a grasp of everything that's going on in Ordinals over the last year or so. And if you're going to Bitcoin National, me and Yagobi will both be there. We're going to meet up with a lot of different people. It's going to be very busy. It's going to be very fun. But don't pay full price for tickets. Trump's going to be there. A bunch of other people are going to be there as well. But get the 21% off. Use our code here. You go into here, and so definitely use that. Don't buy your tickets full price. Get the 21% off. And closer we get, the higher the price goes. So get them as soon as you possibly can. And we'll see you in Nashville, and we're looking forward to it. And if you are going to Nashville, check out our store here. Show the maxis that the Ordinals guys are there. Let's rock some Ordinal gear. I want everyone there rocking gear. If it's not from someone else, but we do have some of the best gear here. So check all our gear out here. And I think that's everything.
And we'll have some swag too in Nashville. We just picked up some swag, a good amount of Ordinal Revolution swag that we'll be giving away and stuff. So if you're going to Nashville, make sure you link up with us.
100%, guys. And we're live Monday to Friday, 11 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Central, 8 a.m. Pacific. So check us out all week, guys, Monday to Friday. We haven't decided yet if we're going to do July 4th, but I think we're going to put out something. If it's not live, it'll be recorded, but should be the rest of the week. We'll decide when we get closer, but we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Peace.
Ordinal Revolution. Let's go.